This monkey is an orphan, separated from his mother since the day of his birth. He has been adequately nourished and well cared for, but literally, his life hangs by a thread, a soft cheesecloth pad that is his only companion, his only comfort. Once a day, the pad is removed for cleaning. Until it is replaced, the monkey is troubled, distressed. Permanently deprived of it, he may die of loneliness. He may die for want of love.
Wire and cloth mother for the first 6 months of their lives. This one has been separated from his mother for 6 months. We're going to put him into a home cage to see whether he still remembers and loves her. You see, 6 months away from her have in no way weakened the tie between this infant and his mother.
Harlow's experiments are being replicated on a massive scale across countless monkey channels on various social platforms every day. These monkey infants, forcibly separated from their mothers, inevitably develop coping mechanisms to address the profound insecurity that arises from such separation. One of the most prevalent behaviors observed is thumb sucking, a clear indicator of distress and insecurity. I thought there would be a snowball's chance to see this behavior in a baby monkey in the wild. But it did happen. And even more ironically, to a baby born to one of the most loving mothers on Monkey Hill. The following is the story of how such a baby's journey unfolded. On the 8th of June, 2021, a baby was born to one of the most loving mothers, if not the most, on Monkey Hill. Ready. 2021 was a busy year. By the end of the birthing season, the tally had reached 22 babies, marking the beginning of the second generation. Already had 2 older daughters. One sterilized, Bertie, one not, Dimpy, who was yet to come of age, and a string of boys. How wonderful it would be if she had a girl again. Only girls will stay in their natal troop, for life. They are the ones who will support and care for their aging mothers. But finding out the sex of her baby proved to be a challenge, as she constantly cradled the child close to her chest, keeping it protectively within her embrace. Reddy's kids took turns to come to greet their mother and their newest sibling. In contrast, the boys were noticeably slacking. Their priorities leaned more towards play and leisure than on household duties. Reddy's other remaining son, Dipsy, didn't seem to care at all. Sons are always more attached to their mothers during the first and second year of their life. A daughter is for life, though. and girls are naturally more attracted to babies than boys. And so that concluded my first encounter with Reddy and her new baby. Reddy grew less seclusive almost a week later. I was able to come closer to her during one of the many feeding rounds on Monkey Hill. Summer 2021 was at the height of the pandemic lockdown. Feeding monkeys went crazy as people couldn't travel elsewhere. But still, I had no luck finding out whether Reddy had a boy or girl, on the several brief glimpses she allowed me of her baby. There was a moment I thought I could tell, but her hand just happened to cover the spot that mattered most. Despite the uncertainty, I found myself leaning more towards thinking it was a girl. That would explain why Reddy was more seclusive to protect her newborn. She was constantly on the go, always seeking to stay under the radar. It wasn't until the conclusion of my visit that I finally found her relaxing. A rare moment of stillness that finally allowed me a window of opportunity. Or so I thought. but the most I could get was just a partial glimpse of the baby's face, as she still held her cards close to her chest at all times. Besides, one thing after another made any observation even more difficult. It seemed Reddy's wish for a private spot for herself and kid just wasn't respected by others. More kept coming. And so Reddy grew more protective of her baby once again. It wasn't easy. But after some creative maneuvering and contortion, I finally managed to capture my first full glimpse of Reddy's baby. For a brief moment. And I still couldn't get even a partial frontal view. Nope, I still couldn't tell for sure that it was a boy or girl. So my second visit wasn't that conducive in the end. Reddy was still too protective. The second week saw Reddy more at ease with her baby though. And finally I could confirm that it's a girl. Reddy had a third daughter. A precious daughter with a bright auburn coat. And one who was toddling by the end of her first week of life. So this was another baby at the lower percentile of the development curve, just like all her older siblings, except Dopey. He could never be placed on any percentile at all. Wasn't she a curious little thing? A baby sister looking at her older, almost teenage sister. A family bond was forged. They will look out for each other and care for their mother too. The beginning of a beautiful story and a promising life ahead of her. I named her Deanley. Never meant to be a super baby like her contemporary, Spiffy. But our Deanley would create a reputation for herself in her own good time. A flinch in Reddy's eyes was the first sign I saw how forceful Deanley was with her suckling. She wasn't as gentle as other babies, it seemed. But Deanley was still small and relied completely on her mother for survival. Nursing discomfort is an essential part of motherhood. Motherhood is both a privilege and a sacrifice. One thing was becoming apparent. Deanley was more clingy to Mum than even Dopey. She just wouldn't let go and give Mum a rest. She would stretch it, twist it, but never let go. Something that not even Dopey did often. Yup, Deanley was more crazy than Dopey with the milk bar. To make matter worse for Reddy, Deanley was teething too. That's Bertie trying to persuade Deanley to let her babysit her. But we all know Reddy. She had never entrusted anyone with her babies until they were almost 8 months old at the very least. Deanley was far below her threshold. Poor Reddy, unlike most mothers, she only has one functional milk tap. With such an aggressive baby, Reddy was likely reaching the limits of her tolerance. Should she draw a line somewhere? Was Reddy beginning to think the unthinkable? For the first time in history, Reddy had pawned her baby off to her oldest daughter, Bertie. Had Reddy made the right choice? How would little Deanley take it? Not everyone has a hubby who does chores. At first, it seemed this arrangement was short-lived. Deanley was back to ready not long afterwards. And Deanley seemed to have taken it well. Perhaps she had got the idea that she had to be less clingy. Deanley wasn't too different from the other baby girls if she could afford not to be so clingy.